There was an apartheid situation. There's still obviously too many black South Africans who are living in squalor. There's too much unemployment. But that's the economic position, not the legal position. I've got young grandchildren, and I feel foolish trying to explain to them what life was like in the apartheid system because they can't understand how people could be so stupid.
Now, you then serve as the first chief prosecutor of the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia and later Rwanda. Did you achieve what you set out to do?
Well, I came to that in a very unusual way. I'd never prosecuted. As I said to you, I was a commercial lawyer. I knew nothing about international humanitarian law, and I knew nothing about the former Yugoslavia. But they couldn't find a prosecutor who was acceptable to the Security Council at that time, in 1994. And eight people had been rejected by the Security Council from 8 different countries. And somebody suggested to the Secretary General, then Boutros Ghali, if they could find a South African who was supported by Nelson Mandela, it would go through the Security Council. And I had no interest. I wasn't going to do it because I was not the appropriate person. And my telephone rang and it was President Mandela, and he said he understands I've been approached. And I said, yes, I'm busy refusing. And he said, well, not so quickly. He said, I've told the Secretary General that you will do it. So that's how I became effectively the first chief prosecutor at a time when I was not the appropriate person to do the job. But I had no option. I don't know anybody who would refuse any request from President Mandela. So it was a very steep learning curve.
Did you achieve what you actually intended?
Oh yes, no. Well, I achieved in setting up the office and starting investigations and getting out the first indictments, including, I might say, the 2 indictments against Karadzic and Mladic. So I was very delighted a few weeks ago when Mladic was eventually arrested and sent for trial in The Hague.
Do you think these tribunals can ensure justice around the world?
Well, certainly the Yugoslavia Tribunal and the Rwanda Tribunal began the basis of new international criminal justice and led directly to the International Criminal Court that now has 115 members of the United Nations organizing it, members of the court. So yes, I think the Yugoslavia Tribunal was the beginning of a new world of international justice.
You also took on the task of the report on Gaza, where you were criticized by many people. Do you regret ever taking on that job?
No, I don't. I think it was necessary that it's necessary for all war crimes allegations to be investigated. It was very difficult, particularly in the absence of any cooperation from the Israel government side. But it had to be done, and I have no regrets about doing it.
You have received numerous awards and honors for your work, but what is it that you want people to understand about justice?
What I want people to understand about justice is really that the customers of justice are the victims.